So, good afternoon, everyone. Today, our group will give introductory presentation on translation and literary history and an Indian view by Ganesh Devy. This is our academic information, table of content, abstract, research problem. Western literary criticism suffer from a metaphysic of guilt, viewing translation as a fall or exile, which render it incapable of understanding the true origin of literary tradition. Objectives: the article aimed to establish an Indian view of translation, arguing that translation is a method of revitalization rather than a diminution of the original. Methodology: the author contrasts Western monolingual structural linguistic and Christian metaphysics with Indian metaphysics of soul migration and the translating consciousness. Key findings: Indian literary traditions are essentially tradition of translation, where significance migrates from form to form without losing its essence. Then key points: metaphor of exile. Western metaphysics view translation as the wandering existence of a text in a perpetual exile and a post-Babel crisis. Linguistic inadequacy. Modern linguistic theory like Jacobson's are based on monolingual data and wrongly conclude that poetry is untranslatable. Translating consciousness. In India, multiple languages are used simultaneously as a continuous spectrum, creating a community of translating consciousness. Revitalization. Translation is an attempt revitalization of the original in another verbal order and temporal space, not just a linguistic substitution. Originality versus transformation. Indian literary theory prioritizes the writer's capacity to transform and revitalize over the Western obsession with originality. Then key arguments. Argument on origins. Despite a Western guilt about translation, most major literary tradition like Anglo-Irish and Indian English actually originate in translation. Argument on synonymy. While synonymy is nearly impossible within one language, it is technically possible when considering two related languages together. Argument on sign system. Translation is a merger of sign system because language is an open system that a translator rents open. Argument on metaphysics. Unlike the Christian view of the fall, Indian metaphysics believe in an unhindered migration of the soul, implying that literary significance is a historical and survives translation. Then my learning outcomes. Now I analyze the idea of translating consciousness in an Indian multilingual culture and explain how multiple languages function as a continuous linguistic spectrum. Then reconceptualize originality and authorship by contrasting Western originality-centered criticism with Indian literary theories emphasize on transformation and continuity. Then apply the Indian metaphysical model of translation to literary analysis, demonstrating how literary significance can migrate across text without a historical or aesthetic loss. Then developed a non-hierarchical understanding of text where original or translations coexist without a value judgment based on chronological priority. So this is from my side. Now I would like to call Nikita.